So, hopefully this is working, and yeah, hello, my name is Kev, and I'm joined here this afternoon with my live studio audience.
Woo!
And I hope, yeah, you're as excited as they are, so we're going to have some fun this afternoon. So, yeah, so my name's Kev, and I don't know any of your names, so as loud as you can, after 3, I'd like you to shout out your name. So, 1, 2, 3. All right, I think I can hear lots of different names. Somebody even got their own name wrong, didn't they? Brilliant. Right, so now you know my name and I know yours. So let's talk a little bit about illustration. So I've got 3 jobs. I'm an illustrator, an author, and a poet. So the first one is quite easy that you might know is an author. So an author's job is to write books, and these can be different types of books. So they can be storybooks or they can be non-fiction. I love fact books. So that's an author. As a poet, I write lots of poems, and I love poetry because you get to play around with words. So maybe if we do another video, you can come join us for that. And finally, as an illustrator, I get to do lots and lots of different things. So when I go into schools and talk about illustration, I usually ask, what does an illustrator do? And people often say that they draw pictures for books, but it's not just pictures for books that you do. So I'm going to show you some of the different things that you get to do as an illustrator. So as an illustrator, I do get to do books. I get to do reading books. I get to do activity books, like that one. I get to do cards. There's some happy Halloween cards. I get to do these fun googly eye books. They're really good. They're really fun to do. I even get to do clothes, which is really fun. I get to do clothes and posters as well, and postcards and badges and pin badges and stickers and lots and lots of different things. So it's really fun to be able to do all kinds of different things like that. So if you've joined me now, then what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to draw lots and lots of different animals together. So I said you can do lots of animals just using 2 very, very simple shapes. So I'm going to spin you round now, and make sure you've got your pencil and your paper ready, and let's learn how to draw some animals. Okay, just going to spin you round. There we go. So you can see my screen, and I'm going to show you how you can draw lots of animals just using one shape to start off with, and that shape that you're going to draw is a circle. So here's a circle. Now you can see I'm sketching. Do not worry if you don't get it perfectly round. It doesn't matter. So we're going to draw 3 of those. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Now at the moment they all look the same. So what we're going to do is going to bring them to life by drawing another circle inside those. And then inside those, we're going to colour them in. So we've got some more circles. And at the moment, they all look the same. They could be any animal, and that's what we're going to play around with. So this first shape, I'm going to turn it into an animal. And as I'm drawing, you can call out what animal you think it might be. So I'm going to give it a nose. Like that. Any idea so far? You can call out.
Tiger.
You can call out against the... Okay.
Chick.
You think it's going to be a tiger?
Chick. Wait. Oh, shit. Lion.
It could be a lion. What about if I do...
Bear. Panda.
It's a bear. But if I undo this, watch, it can be different animals. If I do that, and I do that...
Tiger.
Oh, it could be
Cat.
a tiger. Or it could be...
A human.
No, it could be a...
Is it, a zombie dog.
A seal. It could be a seal.
What?
It could be a seal. If I go back to it being a bear, and I make it back into a bear, but if I colour in the ears, and I colour in around the eyes,
Yes.
then it can be a
Panda.
panda. So just using that one shape, it can be lots and lots of different things. So let's move on to the second picture. Call out again. What do you think this could be?
Rabbit.
It could be a rabbit. Yeah.
Rabbit.
I'm going to turn it
Ow!
into
Fox. A cat.
a cat. And if I give it a muzzle like that,
Or you could do a tiger.
then I can turn it into a cat. Okay. There we go. But if I undo that and get rid of that and I go back to here, you're absolutely right. If I give it longer ears and maybe falling over like that, then it could be a bunny as well. There we go. And then finally, let's do the last one. This one should be a little bit easier. So I'm going to give it a big round nose. Two little bits like that. Call out what you think it might be. It's a pig. That's right. So just using those circles, we've been able to make, well, we've made 3, but we probably made about 6 different animals just using those. So I'm going to draw some more circles, and you can have a go while I'm drawing and just see what other animals you can turn these into. So same again, just circles. And oh, I know what I'm going to do for this one. I'm going to give it a long nose and a smiley face, and then kind of curly ears. And do you know what that one is?
Sloth.
It's a
Koala.
koala. That's right, that one's a koala. Let's do another one. So it's really fun. Just using circles, you can make lots and lots of different shapes. And if you make a mistake, do not worry. Part of learning is about making mistakes. So, oh, I know. I'm going to go back to this one. So it looks a little bit like our bear. But if I colour in these bits and give it some stripes, then we have a cute little tiger. There we go. So that's the circle. You keep drawing while I'm talking, and then I'll show you the second shape that we can make lots and lots of different animals using. So let's have a think about this one. Oh, I know. So if I do a shape inside that, could be an owl. It could be, if I do that, could be a cute little monkey. There we go. So how many is that? 6? 6 different animals, but probably, I don't know, we might have done about 15. You could do lots and lots of different animals using that. Okay, so let me show you the second shape. So the second shape that we can use is a potato, which sounds a bit funny.
A bean.
A potato or a bean, we like to call it. So a potato or a bean. So we're going to do the same as we did before. We're going to draw 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. And then these funny potato shapes, they can also be different animals. So I'm going to bring them to life with some circles. There we go. They do look like potatoes at the moment, which is kind of funny.
With eyes on.
Maybe give them an eyebrow. Because eyebrows can do a lot when you are drawing. So this first one, they do look quite funny at the moment, but I'm going to turn it, I'm going to give it a muzzle like that. And I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And what animal do you think this one might be? A donkey. Ooh, what about if I do that and that? And I do that and that? You know what that one is now, don't you? It's a...
Cow.
Yeah, it's a cow. Yeah, it's a cow. And the next one, do the same thing. And this time, ooh, let's go for this.
Sheep.
It's a sheep. That's right.
That's good.
And then the last one, well, it could be the last one. This one is one of my favourites. If I do that,
I know.
and I do that,
I
it looks a
know.
bit like Wallace and Gromit, doesn't it?
Reindeer.
And if I do that, there we go. It could be
A reindeer.
a
Yeah.
reindeer. Now, I'm being quite quick doing this, just to show you the different shapes that you can use. But after we finish, you can spend a bit of time doing it really, really neatly. And hopefully, you'll be able to come up with lots and lots of different animals, your favourite animals. Now, most of the eyes that I've been doing, you can see they're in the middle. But obviously, if you want to have one looking up, you can put the eyes in a different way. So let's do, this one's always popular. So this one is, any idea? It's a horse. It's a horse. There we go. And we could easily, if we had a horn, we could turn it into a
Unicorn!
A unicorn.
A
We could turn it into
cowcorn.
a cow corn. That is a brilliant idea. There you go. Now we've got a cow corn. Fantastic.
Cowcorn.
You could, there you go. That's a good idea, isn't it? From the audience, you could make lots and lots of different animals. You could make them up, perhaps. Let's do one of my favourites. Bring it to life again. There we go. It's a goat. So I hope you're enjoying this, and it's given you some ideas of different things that that you can draw. And let me show you what you can do next. So once you have drawn lots of circles and you've made a character come to life, you've then got some choices. So if I go back to here and I turn this into a, let's turn it into a pig. I can bring it to life by giving it a little body, using another circle, and little trotters, and I can colour those in. And the same down here. And these are just using rectangles, really, and give it a curly tail, and then you can bring it to life. And you can have it doing all kinds of different things. Same with this one. If you wanted it to look a bit more like a real animal, then what you could do is you could start to play around and see if you can add a body to it. So again, fairly simply, you can just add a rectangle. And rectangles down here. You can see I'm being quite quick doing these, but gives you the idea. And then you've got different kinds of animals. There we go. So, hopefully that's given you a few ideas of things that you can do. And I use this myself, so you can see in one of my books here, using the same technique. Look, tons and tons of animals, just using those different shapes. And there you go. You can see all kinds of animals just using that. Make sure you can see the badge. Make sure you can see the badge, because that is my football team. So there you go. Hopefully that's been helpful for you, and you could colour them in, and you can try lots of different things. I'd really like to see some of your drawings. So maybe if your parents can take a picture, and then they can post them underneath, and you can start sharing some pictures with me. So if you've got any questions too about being an illustrator, then yeah, you can send them, and I'll try my best to answer them. Hopefully you're enjoying yourselves. I know it's a bit different, but the sun's shining, and I hope that you're enjoying yourselves and having lots of fun. So one other thing that I do, I mentioned at the start, is I'm a poet. So perhaps if you're interested, we could come along again together, and we could do some poetry next time. And you can illustrate your poetry as well. So thank you for watching. Go and draw. I've checked with your parents and they are quite happy for you to do this all day, and you can draw until you go to bed, which is brilliant. So that's really good, isn't it? And yeah, thanks for coming, and see you again. Say bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks,
See you later,
audience.
alligator.
Bye. Bye.